people, and welcome back to my channel. If it is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking with your girl. Now, last week I posted a video explaining how I'm going to be tapping into self-development as a niche for my channel, because I feel like that's all I know and stuff. So yeah, if you didn't see the last video, please do check it out. I was basically explaining my fitness journey and how I am so much happier and healthier right now than I was a year ago. So I also will be breaking these down into segments, and in today's episodes I'm going to be talking about my journey with anxiety, depression, and how fitness helped with that, right? So I was diagnosed with anxiety a while ago, years ago. Years ago. But initially I was very shy of the idea, because the psychiatrist that diagnosed me suggested that I go on pills and stuff like that, and I have my own reservations about tablets. So I was like, girl, I'm fine, it's not that deep, I'm not that depressed, and da, da, da. And she was like, okay, no, that's fine. If you're not comfortable with taking medication, then I can't force you to, so that's all right. I've been diagnosed with anxiety for many years now. I think the latest diagnosis was last year. That is because, like I said, initially I was in denial, and then last year another psychologist was like, yeah, you do have severe anxiety and it will affect your work if you don't deal with it and stuff, right? So yeah, I tried by all means. Like, she did give me some tools onto when I get like a anxiety attack and things like that, how I go about it, and that's how I was coping initially before I got into the whole gym and eating well lifestyle. So I'm telling you guys to the background so that you can kind of see how I was versus how I am now. So I would have situations where I would sleep with someone and then not have sex, just be in the same bed, be in the same bed with someone, and the following morning they would be like, you were grinding your teeth at night, are you aware of this? Do you know you're doing it and stuff? And I'll be like, no, I don't, but I have picked up that I wake up with sore jaws, right? So that is also apparently a symptom of anxiety. Other things would involve like me being literally crippled by anxiety. Like, I wouldn't be able to move because I'm that anxious. Like, my body would feel so painful and I can't move. Like, I can't move because I'm just that anxious. So it was really bad. And I say this to just give you guys the severity of it, and how me deciding to get into like gym and eating well simply helped with that, right? I'm not gonna shy away from the fact that things did get better this year socially as well. I did get a new job, so that helped a lot. I had a lot of time on my hands because most of the time I work from home, so I can't like disregard that, because that is a huge part of my life. Because one of the things that gave me anxiety last year was finances. I felt like I wasn't handling my finances well, and I felt like some of the financial mistakes that I made were irreversible. Like, I couldn't solve them, I couldn't sort them out. Where the hell will I get this money from, and things like that. So some of the things did get better compared to last year, until this year. However, there is so much better emotional regulation with me as compared to last year. How do I mean by this? So what I'm trying to say is, this year it's not like things are not happening anymore. Like, things do come up, upsetting things do happen, my anxiety does get triggered. I just handle it better, and I think a big part of it is because of how I am mentally right now, where I am in life right now. So I felt like that is worth talking about, so let's get into it. Okay, so in last week's video I did explain that my main reason, or my initial reason why I got into gym and eating well, is because I didn't like how I looked, right? I didn't like my body, I didn't like how my face looked, I didn't like all the fat surrounding me. And I was clinically obese, right? I am 4'11" or 152 centimeters, and medically that was obese, okay? Because I was weighing 660 yeah, close to 69 kgs. So that was obese. I'm still not at the goal weight right now, but I'm definitely a lot better. I've lost about 8 kgs so far, so that's great. I'm still pushing. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm definitely getting there, right? So yeah, I was obese essentially, so that was the main reason. But there's so many things that came with fitness that kind of shocked me, like, oh my gosh. I'm realizing things about myself, and it was so interesting to go through this journey because I also had an accountability partner, and we would talk about things like this, like, oh my gosh, are you noticing that, this and that is happening now? I think it's because if we go to the gym. I think it's because if we're eating better. Like some of the things, like how we handle situations, how we advise people to handle situations. The other day we were laughing and talking about how sometimes someone would come up to us with like a bad mood or not feeling great, and would be like, just go for a walk, just go. Just go for a walk, you'll probably feel better, or just go for a run and you will feel better. And I think it is because of what we see in terms of what it does for us, and we're like, we assume that everyone would be game for that. And obviously, if you're not like ready, if you're not mentally ready to do it, like, you're not gonna listen to me, like, you're not gonna hear me. So I'm hoping that in this video you are actually ready to receive the message, because there's only so much that motivational speakers can say, there's only so much that fitness influencers can say, but only people who are ready to hear it will be able to hear it. And I felt like I have to point that out, because it's not the first time that I've heard about fitness and gym and how it helps with mental health and all of those things, but it took me being ready to receive the message for me to finally do something about it. It had to take me really, like, being determined to change, being determined to be the best version of myself. And I would be lying if I said that I thought, or I knew that I would get out of this like a very clear mind and a very healthy mindset and all of that. I didn't know, right? I didn't know. But have I heard? Yes, I have heard that it comes with that. Like, I'm pretty sure when you scroll on social media, you have heard people saying, oh my gosh, my mental health has gotten so much better ever since I went to the gym, ever since I started taking care of myself and all of those things. So I think, first of all, you need to get to a place where you're ready to hear it, and you need to get to a place where you're fed up with where you are. Like, I can't emphasize this enough. You need to get to a place where you cannot take it anymore, like you can't stand it. Why? Because that is the only way you can keep going, and that is the only way you can also maintain it. Because there are moments where I feel like giving up, even though I've gotten as far as I've gotten. There are points where I just want to be like, oh, but when I think about where I come from, I'm like, maybe not. Hey, maybe not. Maybe not. But anyway, I'm rambling. So like I said, I am a girly living with depression and anxiety, right? Mainly anxiety, I would say. It's something that I've told a lot of people, but they wouldn't hear me out, because they'll be like, I feel like it takes someone actually seeing me have a panic attack to be like, oh, you actually do have anxiety. Like, bruh, I don't know. I think it's because the word anxiety is thrown around a lot. That's why sometimes it takes that for people to actually see that you're actually going through something. So how fitness has helped me is I regulate my emotions a lot better right now. Like, it's not to say that things are not happening anymore. I just deal with them better. Like, things are still happening. I still have financial responsibility. I still have inconveniences that happen, but I'm able to handle them better. Why? Because I have experienced the kind of peace that is indescribable. Like, I've gotten to a place where I'm so at peace with myself that I'm aware that things are happening around me and not to me. You get what I mean? Like, I'm aware that things are happening, but I'm not a victim of those circumstances. I've gotten to a place where I love myself that much. Like, I don't believe that I deserve suffering. I don't believe that things are happening to me because of something I've done or something I lack. You get what I mean? I believe that things are happening because this is life, things do happen. So it got into a place where I look at things objectively more than emotionally. I've heard of this other guy on a podcast. I don't remember which one, but it was Diary of a CEO, and one of the guests said that as much as happiness is addictive, like you hear things like, oh, endorphins are released and this and that, and you get a dopamine hit and things like that, so does sadness. So sadness is also very addictive. I remember last year I was so I enjoyed complaining. Let me put it that way. I enjoyed complaining. And I would even go to lengths to talk to someone that I know is going through the same thing I'm going through. Or go to someone who I know will entertain it. So I would go to someone who I know, if I tell them, yo, Sana, men are trash. And, she would sit down with me and say, yes, they are trash. Hey, this and that. Oh, life is hard. Oh, I'm going through so much. And I would bask in that. Like, I would enjoy going through a lot. I know it's such a very unorthodox situation, and it's very hard to explain, but I'm pretty sure if you've been in that place, you would kind of get it, that you get to a place where complaining is all you do. Like every single day there is something that you're complaining about. And I'm not saying that your feelings are invalidated, because things do happen and sometimes it does feel like it's one thing after the next. But I promise you, if your mindset changes and you get to a place where you understand that things are happening, but it's because of life, I'm in this season right now and it will pass, you do attract that. You do attract situations where you are able to get out of it. You attract who you are deeply inside of you. So if you're gonna constantly be the type of person who is always complaining, who always sees the bad in themselves and in people, it's so dangerous, because that is all you're going to be covered with. You're going to be covered with negative energy, because that's what you are attracting. So because I had so many endorphins running through me after a workout, because I fed myself with self-development books, because I fed myself with so much positivity, I feel like it translated into my life. There's so much that has happened to me in a positive manner that I'm just like, I think it has something to do with my mindset, and it has something to do with believing in God and believing that God has so many plans for me out there. And it's mainly because of the self-love that came with me making a decision of, regardless of how I'm feeling, because I love my body so much and I want to see myself being the best version of myself, I'm gonna go to the gym regardless. I'm gonna eat that lettuce regardless, because I love myself that much. So when you tap into a situation where you love yourself, when you tap into the mindset of self-love, there's so many things that you subconsciously do and you don't even realize that you're doing them because you love yourself. Your brain is just now wired to be the type of person. You don't stay too long in situations that don't serve you. You don't stay in a unhealthy mindset too long, because you know that you're not meant to be in that situation for too long, because you just want positive things about you. I hope I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense. It's kind of like when you are entering a situation that is causing you anxiety, you really want to tap out of it, because you love yourself so much that you know that you shouldn't be in that space for too long, or else it's gonna wreck you. So you very much aware of patterns and situations that are against the type of person you want to become, or the type of person you are at the moment. So that is how my emotions have been regulated throughout the months, that I have been in situations where I'm like, do I really have to, do I really have to entertain this feeling? Or I'm gonna entertain this. Yes, I'm crying, I'm emotional and whatever, but Banyana, you are gonna tap out of it. You are gonna snap out of it, and you're gonna go back to being the girl that you deserve to be, which is the girl who has peace and happiness and joy around her. And I've had so many people tell me this year, you are so much happier, like you're very happy, you're so excited, you're happy about life, or like things like you're always happy. And I'm like, I'm not always happy, guys. I always choose to be happy. I choose to be happy because I've just reached a point in my life where I have so much peace that I don't want anything that is contradictory of that to be a part of my life. I don't want to. Like, it's just that situation where I just don't want it. I don't want anything that doesn't serve me. I don't want anything that's gonna leave me depressed, leave me anxious, or anything like that, because I've seen peace, and now I'm addicted to peace. I'm addicted to happiness. I'm addicted to the endorphins that I get after running. I'm addicted to that dopamine hit that I get after realizing something in the Bible. Oh my gosh, Jesus loves me so much, you know. So it's just a domino effect, you know. It started off with me going to the gym and choosing gym regardless of how I'm feeling, and stepping into that scale and realizing, oh my gosh, I actually did it. I didn't think I would lose, but here I am. Things like prepping meals before I go to bed, that is acts of service, you know, and which is amazing because that's actually my love language. So knowing that I actually chose to prepare this meal for myself, to cook for myself, to prep for gym and put my gym clothes where they're supposed to be, and, you know, have my gym bag ready and prep for the week just to make my life easier, is those little things that you get to realize, oh gosh, I'm actually putting myself first, you know, putting the phone away so that you can, you know, clear your mind, maybe journal, read a book, things like that. They are kind of like things that just come with it, and you realize later, like right now I'm realizing, oh my gosh, I'm doing so much for myself. And when you work on yourself that much, and when you know the amount of effort that you've put in yourself, you don't want it to go to waste, or you don't want it to be tainted by things of the world, because you know how hard it took for you to get to a place where you do these things effortlessly, right? So in a nutshell, that's pretty much what happened. I feel like there was just a lot of, you know, the domino effect that came with choosing to lose weight and doing it regardless of how I'm feeling, regardless of whether I feel like I'm not worthy of it, or whether I feel like, no, it's in the genes. Because I used to say things like that, no, and it's true, you know, and stuff. But the fact that I was able to push through those emotions, to push through the stereotypes and the excuses, I now know that I love myself so much that I don't deserve to be in spaces that make me feel depressed and anxious and things like that. So therefore, I work hard to make sure that my mental health is also intact. So that is pretty much the gist of this video, and just to make you aware of how much fitness and taking care of yourself and self-development can do to your life, how much contribution it has towards your life. If you thought like maybe these people are overselling or whatever, I have just over 400 subscribers on YouTube. I have nothing to gain by lying to you. So I hope you take this and you hear me out. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you want to maybe get into, you know, what exactly I did on a daily, my routine and things like that, I just feel like I've posted about it enough on my YouTube channel. But if you feel like there's certain things that you might have missed or whatever, please leave them in the comment section below. And I really hope that I didn't ramble too much. I hope you got something out of this video, and as always, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.